Good morning, how are we going, people? Just waiting for everyone to get on. Got my pea and rice protein with some amazing greens. So hopefully everyone's having an amazing start to their Sunday. Just getting a few messages. Everyone, are you on? Are you on? Yes, we are. Howdy. Deborah, good to have you on, my sister. This is going to be something that you're very, very versed in, and something that we're always evolving into, and I'm loving your synchronicity. I'm going to tell you a story about that. With mine's been crazy. Every time I look, it's been 22, 22, or 12, 12, 11, 11. It's just been off the hook. It's the way you start your day with pea and rice protein and fusion greens. It's absolutely beautiful. Check it out. Alrighty, so everyone is getting on, so let's rock this out and everyone else can get on. You guys leaders go first. It's so funny, I've got this back to front and I'm meaning to fix my top up, but I have to do it back to front. that was a little bit trippy. Okay, so we've got people, as you know, Deborah's from Memphis in America. What time is it there, Deborah? I'm pretty sure it's Saturday night it would be, because obviously we're a day in front of you guys. And, I really appreciate you being on. So I always love to give the intention and the motivation of why I do live streams, why I want to give you guys some live teachings. Hey Jamie, good to have you on, man. Good to have you on. I've been just been watching you from far. Much love. Yes, 7:30 Saturday night. There you go. And Gary Slade, you're going to love this, my brother. It was an absolute honor to have you on board, sharing your gifts with the team at our latest retreat. And and it speaks for itself. And looking forward to starting the one-on-one coaching tomorrow. So everything's rock and rolling. Hey, and Jerome, how are you, bro? How are you? I'm loving this. Good morning, guys. This is fantastic. What I want to just say, the energy that you're all in now, obviously through the post, or you could maybe be in a little bit of a bit of a challenge, but you really need to be able to anchor that. And what that means is to stay in that energy, and just really grab life by the balls and say, hey, I'm not going to stop at anything. Everything is about energy. Yeah, everything is about having the right attitude. Everything is going into life and not going maybe, let's see what happens. Like say, no, there's no other way. There's no such thing as luck. Everything has got to do with destiny. Yes, so stay in this power, people. Really, really proud of you all, and that's how you rock things forward. So obviously today's title and how we like to label things is called how to open your mind and heart to start receiving everything you desire in your life and reality. Yeah. So what that means to me, because what I want you all to remember, if you can take anything away from this teaching, is that we label things like belief, love, relationship, and it means something different to all of you. Catherine, good morning, sister. Good morning. And I want you to start to bring emphasis and energy into these words that someone's created, because the English language and all languages have been created, by somebody. So I'm finding this, I've got this back to front because I'm about to write on here. And I've got it back to front, so when I move, I'm actually moving opposite. So when I write, you guys can actually see what I'm writing. It's a little thing you've got on live stream there, which is really cool. So I was fixing my top up, and it was going the opposite way. Anyway, that's just me entertaining myself. So if you see me doing something like, well, what's this guy doing? Because I'm using it as a mirror. So I want you to be very careful about words we use, and I want you to be very, very strongly motivated and inspired by giving the meaning to these words. So when we talk about love, when we talk about the mind, when we talk about consciousness, when we talk about relationship, when you talk about yourself, you need to have meaning that is going to move you and inspire you, as the man, as that lady, not because the universe tells you to. We lose our identity, we lose our inner being because someone labels us, or we use these words, but we have to fit into them. Not a good strategy. So throughout this half an hour, or how long I'm going to teach you guys, and let's see how it just rolls, is I want you to be very mindful about labeling, about words. And I want you to have an understanding, a correct understanding, so to speak. You're not going to say consciousness and it means sleeping in bed. Do you know what I mean? You have around about what certain things are in relationships, but I want you to relate to these words, these labels, these terminologies that are going to empower you as a better human being, yeah? Can we get a thumbs up for that? Is that cool? Make sense? Yeah? And I want to share this with you as well. My beautiful partner gave me this straw. Whoops, and I don't know what it says on it now because it's actually got a saying on it. It says something. I'm not gonna lick it in front of you guys, but it's got, how can I get this stuff off? We've got these straws and they've got these beautiful sayings on them. I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna get it. You know what? I'm just gonna use my hand. What does it say? Miracles and magic surround me everywhere I go. How beautiful is that? Beautiful. If Jabal was listening, she's just in that next room. Thank you for that. Miracles and magic surround me everywhere I go. So every time I have a sip, that's what I'm taking in. All right, let's get this party started. So what I want to give you an understanding of that when you open your mind, and what opening your mind means to me and other people is different, yeah? But what I want you to have a roundabout understanding of this, do you like that? Keeps going. Soon my nipple's going to go out. I got a straw too, mate. Awesome stuff. So when I say open your mind, I want you to start educating yourself. I want you to start watering your mind to feed the soul. Opening your mind to what makes you into a better woman and what makes you into a better man. What fills you up? What makes you feel alive? Opening your mind means getting educated and awakening yourself, yeah? To not really, yes, if we awake ourselves, we really start to see the world for what it is and what it isn't, yeah? And it can get quite scary and you're like, fuck, oh, I want to go back inside. But I'm saying opening your mind to anything but greatness, yeah? So what that means is, so anything but, you need to be greatness, and you need to understand, and I'll use that, and let me give you that teaching a little bit differently. That opening your mind is you understanding who you are, making yourself feel better, having that energy, knowing that you can do better and you deserve better. So it could be a partner being in a relationship that doesn't fulfill you and it doesn't feel right, yeah? It can be in a job that you know that you're great in because you'll feel it. And if you keep staying in there, keep banging your head against it, if that's turning yourself off to your greatness. That's not opening your mind. It's not opening your mind is, okay, what's next? How can I grow? Understanding how the mind actually works, the powers that be, how we are infinite creatures. We have unlimited potential. So jumping a little bit ahead and starting to get into your heart. What I'm saying is, you know, there's a saying is men are like parachutes. When we open, we operate a lot better. Yeah, so that's true. When a parachute opens, we operate a lot better. And what that means is that when a man can express himself, both, yeah, but women obviously are a lot more prone to express themselves than men. Unfortunately, men that don't express themselves go and do some silly things. But opening your mind and heart is understanding that every human and every living thing in this world, we are the same energy. We are the same consciousness, yeah? So we are all one. When you can understand, it's like if you can imagine energy flowing through everything, but some people operate a different consciousness. They operate a different energy or frequencies, yeah? So some people their frequencies like this, some people's frequencies like that. And to get what you desire, you need to have more energy. You need to have that frequency. It's like a speaker pumping out a beat. Yeah, the beat's not going to come out if that's speaker, and that's what it's about. That is frequency, that is sound. And that's how you need to understand yourself. So what I'm going to teach you and what I've learned through my spiritual leaders, what I've learned through a lot of mindset coaches, is that when you can firstly open your mind to start truly having the correct formula and the strategies to perform everything in your life every day, that is you understanding the consciousness. Okay, I want the consciousness of relationship or love. So what would that sound like? What would that, what would I see? What would I hear and how would I know? So to give you a terminology for me is, if I'm having a relationship, it's that two people enjoying a path together, enjoying life. The consciousness is the man being the protector, being the strong provider, being in front, making the woman feel supple, making the woman not have to go and make the deal, go and let's book this, let's book that. Putting the woman in the right energy, and the woman will be in that right feminine energy to put that man into his masculine. Yeah, and masculine isn't I'm just doing that, but is having that polarity that everyone feels how they meant to feel. Yeah. There's no bickering. Relationship is about two strong people, two wholes coming together that make a relationship, not two halves, two broken people come together. That doesn't make a relationship. So the consciousness of that, of opening your mind, is playing that, is being that, yeah, is constantly working towards a higher purpose with that. Then you talk about the knowing. Yeah, and this is opening your mind as well, and opening your heart. The knowing is, how do I know I will get that? And then you need to have a convincer strategy. What is the last thing that I need to see, hear, and feel that I know that will start to happening? Because my partner will be like that. I will be like this. We will feel this way. We'd be doing this. Rah, rah, rah. We create a family. So you need these strategies. Otherwise, you're walking through life not knowing what the hell is going on. You're making it up. And when we make it up, unfortunately, our conditioning from our parents, and the world is not really great conditioning. So if you are lazy and just let the world control you and you become an autopilot, you're not going to have a great life, and we know that, yeah. And I'm sure we've all experienced that when we don't stand guards at the doors of our mind, and when we aren't taking control, we get led in a very bad way. That's the way the world's been programmed. So when I talk about identity, and that's opening your mind again and your heart. What is the identity? So every day I work on my identity. I work on my health identity. I work on my wealth identity. I work on my contribution. I work on my family and legacy. Cool. We're back. Just give me the thumbs up. I don't know what's been going on with this internet in the city. It's a beautiful day here. Yesterday I had a live stream. It kept cutting in and out. So just give me the thumbs up if you guys can hear me. If everyone didn't get what this was, it's rice and pea protein, vegetarian protein with beautiful greens. So it's like spirulina, chlorophyll, and all that stuff. So when you know the identity is working towards that, yeah, you're working towards a better identity than you were yesterday. And that is constantly reprogramming the mind, shutting these eyes to open your third eye and your consciousness, and seeing who you want to be, feel it. What do I need to create? How am I going to get that goal? How am I going to feel? How am I going to stand? How am I breathing? You're creating that every day, yeah? It's very important as well to open your mind is what lights your flame. What is that burning desire in you? Opening your mind to what's out there. Get educated, because knowledge is power. The more you can have knowledge, then you have more options, yeah? You be more flexible, and the most flexible people rule the system. So that's what you need to understand in the mind. And let's jump, and I'm going to go back from the mind, opening your mind, to opening your heart. Opening your heart is coming from a place of unconditional love. And I'm still getting better at this, don't get me wrong, and that's unconditional love. So that's no judgment. That is not letting people firstly, this is a big thing. Opening your heart doesn't mean I'm going to let people walk all over me, yeah? It doesn't mean that, opening my heart is like, I'm a boxing bag. No, opening your heart means you're opening your heart to people, but you don't get caught up in their vibration. You are giving love, and they can be calling you names, and you're just like, that's their thing to deal with, yeah? If someone goes like that, it's pointing a finger or whatever, that's their rubbish to deal with. You can either stay there and cop it, or you remove yourself away from it, yeah? And what I want to show you, that when you come from a place of, that looks crooked, doesn't it? Let me fix that up. Is that better? There we go. That with everything in the world, yeah, everything is pulsating at different rates. So this is a person. That's their vibration. This is a person. Bigger vibration. Here's another person. Small vibration. So everybody's like a speaker, yeah? Everyone is like a speaker. They're pulsating at different rates. What I want to tell you, so what you need to remember, it's like flow. It's like a tap or a constant infinity of a river, yeah? And that's information. That's internal understanding. You know, the quantum field, and you know, I don't want to get too much into this, that there's obviously, you know, Albert Einstein and a lot of other physicists and quantum physicists are saying that there's information everywhere. So the trees would be pulsating at a different consciousness. Different humans are obviously functioning at a frequency and different consciousness. But once you open your heart, unfortunately, let me get a red text up. Unfortunately, we're conditioned, and you see another human being, when you're walking down the street, what would people do? They've got their head down. So there's a disconnection. Because people aren't in their heart, yeah? But once you start to get into your heart, you build a connection with humans and back with yourself. Yeah? And by getting in your heart, you're getting out of the head, you're getting out of the scatter. You're coming from a place of no judgment. You're coming from a place of neutrality. What that means is neutral. You're still standing your ground. You're still holding strong with your beliefs, your values, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, you're understanding that you're seeing people's beauty when they might not. You're connecting with others when they might not even connect with themselves. It's you opening your eyes, your lens of awareness, your consciousness, and you could be walking down the same path every day and you're, oh my God, like, look at that. I didn't realize that. Because what happens is your lens of awareness when you're not in your heart comes like this. Yeah? And then when you start to open up your lens of awareness and you start to see the magic, because more importantly, you start to see the magic in you. When you start to see the magic and love in you, you start to see it in everyone else. When you see the pain in you, what you see in others, you see in yourself. Yeah? And that's so true. Because if you're hating yourself and you're doubting yourself, and then everyone you're going pointing the finger, everyone else is just a mirror reaction to you. So if you can't see love in you, if you aren't connected to that, you aren't going to see it or receive it and appreciate it in any other human, yeah? And this is a simple thing. Some people on here, I know the situations. Why marriages break up, why relationships break up, why there's single parents, why there's dysfunctional families, why there's so much pain in the world, because people are so far away from who they truly are, and when you obviously get to someone, when you meet somebody and you get to someone's heart at the start, you're constantly focusing on all their strengths, correct? Yeah, and you're feeling that because because when you are with someone, you are more in your power, you're in your strengths, you're believing in yourself a lot more, and you are focusing on your strengths, yeah? So what happens is that when a relationship starts to part away, you start to lose your power. You start not to focus on your strengths. And what happens? You start to focus on other people's weaknesses. Oh, they said this and this and that. And then the attraction goes down. And then the depolarization of polarity. Yeah, the man normally goes into his feminine. The woman stands, I'll stand guard. And then it's like a whole, like, hold on a second. The sex life goes down. And this and that. And that's exactly what happens. That you go into your head and the old conditioning, because how you can reverse that. And Kimberly, I'm going to read your message in a second, so thank you. And how you start to change that over is you start to build your strengths up. You start to see the magic in you. You start to see the love in you. You fill your cup up, then you can overflow and start sharing it to others. And guess what? You will start to see the beauty in your partner again. You will start to see the strengths in your partner again. You will start to see the strengths and the love and everything in the world. But you need to see it in you. Unfortunately, people want to go and patch up their world and patch up everyone else. And what happens is they still start to see the disconnection because they're broken. They're not in the right energy. And it doesn't matter how many men or women or whatever aliens that you go with, you will still start to see the holes, the weaknesses and that, because that's a reflection of you. Yeah? Are we getting this? Yes, big yes. Put your hands up. Kimberly goes, I always smile at others, just writing a piece on this, on living in my heart. It's interesting, though, some don't smile back, but that's their own thing. Exactly. Don't take that personally, yeah? Because that's just a simple thing. Oh, Fina, my sister, you're on. How are you? I choose love, I choose beauty. Beautiful. And I choose the universe. Love it. Mr. Gary Slade, yes. There we go. So, I love that, Kimberly. Thank you for that. Because, and thank you, Fee, I didn't know that you're on. Thank you, my sister, and thank you, Deborah. So, what is the biggest thing that I've realized that if I want to see change, you know that saying, if you want to see change in the world, you have to be the change first, and we all know that, and it's so true, that how can we want to fix our world if we're broken? Yeah? How can we want to create love in others if we can't generate it and we can't receive it? Yeah? So, this is the thing. Fix your world, and you're constantly going to be fixing your world. You know, work on it every day, and that's what we create here at Team Beast Mode International, is creating that every day. And the whole thing, I'll be honest with you, I was motivated with this. I got up, I had a little bit of sleeping with my beautiful partner. We got 2 little cats, and they're cuddling with us today. And while I was sort of half in and out of sleep, what came to me was that people need to open their mind. They need to connect with their heart, and it's called heart-centered or heart space awareness, heart-centered awareness. And this is a thing that I taught at the retreats, and this is a thing that I actually taught yesterday. So I think it's quite applicable. It's a very powerful formula. Actually, I've got it here. So I want you to write this down. HC times G equals EPP. Yeah. HC times G equals PPP. So that's heart-centered. That's heart-centered energy or heart-centered awareness. That's not the physical heart, but you can take your attention and your awareness to that part. So that awareness going into your heart, that's you dropping down into your head. And when I do this, and I can teach you, I can take you through a guided meditation of getting in your state of grace, is once I come down into that, like I teach, and there's sometimes I'll read notes, but very rarely. Everything comes from the heart. Everything comes unconscious competent. Everything comes from what I've experienced. Yeah. So if you know me, if you've been around long enough, if something that I haven't experienced or I'm not versed on, I won't talk about. I'll go, well, I don't know about that. I'll find out, or that's not part of I haven't experienced. It's not part of me. So once you drop down into your heart, it's like you connect with everything, yeah? It's like you're connecting with the trees, I'm connecting with my partner Jaboe over there, I'm connecting with you guys. It's like a constant flow of information. When you get in your head, boop, it's a disconnection, yeah? It's a disconnection. So as I was saying before, you've got all these people around you, yeah? Different, vibrating at different frequencies. Remember, the people that are vibrating at the same frequencies are going to be drawn together. So what I say to you, and this has been a big thing in my success in what I do, people call, and I want you to write this down, people call imagination because the people that really... We're back. Just give me a thumbs up. We're back, guys. We're not frozen. Just, where are we at? Just give me a thumbs up that we haven't frozen, because sometimes when it stops, it freezes. Awesome, thank you. So, write this down. People, and it always stops it when I'm going to have this huge breakthrough with you guys. People call imagination because we've been conditioned how powerful it is. What I want you to start calling imagination, I want you to start calling it your guide. Because imagination is not fairy tale stuff. It is real. Because when you're closing your eyes and you are imagining and taking yourself there, you're actually going there, and your mind doesn't know the difference about what you're imagining or what it's seeing. It's what is the same, like what is real or not, yeah? Your imagination is not imagination. That is your guide of you taking yourself to a higher place, to a higher purpose. And I will play these games, not imagining that I will constantly be like an antenna, a speaker radiating at a frequency. And I will constantly be sending out that message to the people that I want to attract, yeah? To my beautiful partner that I attracted, to the people that I want in my environment, to the people that I want coming to my retreats, to the people that I want to be working with. And I tell you what, I don't know exactly what they look like or whatever, but the characteristics of the people that I attract is scary accurate, yeah? It's like you're putting a pulsate in it, like you're an antenna, yeah? Boom, like a TV antenna. Sending that frequency out to other people that you want. Sending that frequency out, removing other people that you don't. And that's keeping your space clear. So you're qualifying people to come in and you're disqualifying people at the same time. So this is something that's been really accurate, and it's not imagination, it's not fairy tale, it's your guide. Because you know when you're a child, when there's no limiting beliefs, when, that can't be right. You can't do that. You're not conditioned by society and you're not limited. So when you can go into being that young boy, limitless, that young girl, limitless, that's when life starts to get sexy. And if anyone's heard about matrix energetics, about when you get into that, you are stepping into the quantum field, you're stepping into your infinite potential. Once you can go and play with the guide, be playful out, go into your heart center that you're connecting with everything. As I said, there's going to be different people with different vibrations. And once you get into the heart, you are connecting, you are flowing with everyone else. Yeah? People are going to feel you. People are going to resonate with you, because if you're talking head to head to somebody, they're not going to be driven. They're not going to be occupied. They're not going to be motivated to hear what you've got to say. There's going to be a disconnect. You aren't going to make them feel the way it's going to drive them into a higher purpose, to be with you as a partner, or listen to you, or trust you, or resonate with you in any way, because there's a disconnect. But when you talk heart to heart to someone, you speak less. You don't even need to say that. You can, instead of talking for half an hour, you could just say one sentence or not even say anything, and that person will know exactly what you're talking about or what you're feeling, and the message comes across, and it's easy and effortless, and most time those people will walk away and go, oh my God, you know what? That person is amazing. They made me feel like this, and I've got everything. And do you know, and we've had those moments before. Yeah? You know, when someone just, oh my God, they blew my mind. And it's not really what they say, it's how they are saying it and how are they generating their message or that energy from heart to heart. Because it's what we are as humans. We are pure love. And when we are born, our core is infinite. Our core is pure love. But as we grow older, we create this plaque, we create these layers, yeah? So this is pure love. And over time, we create these layers that starts to smother. It smothers our energy. It smothers our real connection. So heart to heart, yes, we are loved. That's exactly right. So I know when I'm speaking to my clients, when I'm doing the retreats, that I don't just sit there and go, blah, blah, blah. I'm constantly focusing on a hot, white, pink light as well, radiating, and I'm sending that energy and light into that client, and I'm wrapping them in a bubble. And that's the difference. Like, you know, sometimes they're not getting it, and you can see a disconnect, or the client's getting tired or whatever. You know, we're doing big 18-hour, 20-hour days, as everyone knows has been at the retreats. And that's what it's about, but it feels right. When you're in your head and you're barking orders like a manager, or you're letting someone else's frequency get to you and you're becoming personal and the ego, you don't talk to me like that, and you can do this and you're this and that and the rest of it, and this is fucking bullshit. How does it feel? Excuse me, it does not feel right. It doesn't feel great. Yeah, it's simple as that. And one thing that I'm starting to master and get better at, some people will have their own shit. Yeah, and they can be very close to you, or they can be complete strangers. But the key is to stay in your heart and just go, okay, if they're going to be going through that, you know what I say? I'll go, well, that doesn't serve you, yeah? Are you okay with operating like that? But one thing I will say is I'm not okay with you operating or speaking that way. So, you know what? I'm going to remove myself out of that, and that's, you know, that's not good. If you're okay with acting like that, which truly people aren't, because they know when you walk away and, you know, all the commotion, it goes, and they're just like, fuck, they know what they've done wrong. We all do. You know, our mind and our subconscious is highly moral. So when we fuck up, when we lie, when we abuse, when we swear, when we do anything, we know that we're doing something wrong, yeah? And that's just part of it. When people go, like, they like to blame because they want to remove the mirror, but later on, when all that, there's no one there, the mirror comes back and they go, look what I've done. And we all know that, yeah? Cool. Cool. Is this making sense, guys? Is this some good stuff or what? Any questions when we're rocking it out? What's the time? 11 o'clock already. Any questions? I invite you all as well. Makes so much sense, resonates. Awesome. And thanks for being on, Kimberly. Awesome. And Gary, you are learning. Thank you, bro. Champion. Fantastic. So, that was me this morning. Beautiful, beautiful. In a good perspective, of just removing yourself from that. You can share here or send me an inbox after this, not a problem, we can speak about it tomorrow. So, what I really want people to be mindful about as well, yeah? This is a really important thing. That if you have someone that is stuck in their head, if you're someone that's not liking life, if someone is in anything, in their, when they say depression or they're not liking relationship or anything that's not going right in someone's life, you are not in your heart. 110%, and that's a fact. Proven fact, full stop. You know what I mean? It's sold, that's a fact. People that are caught up in their head. So this is a thing, you can be in your head for the right perspective, reprogramming yourself, yeah? And as I was teaching yesterday, 90% in your mind, if you are in the right state, if you're programming your mind, if it is that structure of reprogramming. So if it's constant understanding of reprogramming, 90% is psychology, 10% is mechanics, is the movement in the flesh world, in the moving manner, moving that. So a lot of people will, but if you have a look at that as well, a lot of people unfortunately in the world, they're 30% in their mind, programming it, focusing it, meditating, creating the right identity, reprogramming, being aware of their thoughts, feelings, beliefs, but that's unfortunately, and the rest of it is 70%. That's why most of the people are walking around in pain, walking around struggling, walking around what's next, walking around with anxiety and walking around with overwhelm. Yeah? And that's it, hands down, another fact. And that was me for so many years. That you want to be in your mind in the right state, not forced, because if you're feeling forced and, oh fuck, do I have to do that? And you don't want to meditate, you don't want to program. If you're not feeling right, your body's saying, well, you know what? I need to chill out. I need to understand. What does the G represent? Oh, cool. I still need to tell you about that. Good. We'll go back to that in a moment. So that's heart-centered awareness. G is grace. So heart-centered awareness is when you drop out of your head, you feel a sinking motion and you come into your heart. And when you come into your heart, boom, you explode, and you expand at the same time. Did you like that? Expand. It's explode and expand. We make new words. So when you drop down into your heart, hey Natalie J, how are you, sister? When you drop down into your heart, you expand, yeah? And when you expand, you are one with everything. I'm not in my apartment block on the 5th floor looking over the beautiful city. I'm connecting with, and I just realized that. Did you see that? You guys didn't realize what happened. I do a lot of live streams from here, and I just got into my heart and I looked out of my window and I'm like, wow, I'm in a really nice place. There you go. You had some live teachings. Explained. Natalie, you're not supposed to rub that in, but there you go. Who made the English language? 2 words with one. But that's exactly what happened there, guys. And I'm very, very honest, yeah? And I honestly dropped down into my heart and looked out my window and I'm like, wow. Do you know what I'm saying? There you go. Proof of the pudding. So once you drop down, and Natalie, you expand and you open up at the same time, you are connecting with one. It's like you can see around corners. It's like that you can see, through everything else, and you connect and you become a lot more consciousness. Yeah. So a lot more conscious of consciousness. What being conscious of consciousness actually means, I'm not being silly, is that you are aware of having that understanding, that knowing. It's like, because you are connected with everything, you can hear, you can see, you can almost see what's going to happen, in that state of time. You're so connected, you can see around corners, you have more of an awareness, so on and so forth. You have a greater knowing of everything. So if you have a greater knowing of everything, you can communicate, you can receive answers, you feel a lot more, and you're a lot more attached to everything around you, yeah? You're a lot more on the ball, awake. Let's say awake, yeah? So going in your state of grace is being in unconditional love, being in a place of non-judgment, being in a place of peace, being in a place of harmony, being in a place of, you know what? And I was talking to a few people about this last night and this morning, is that you will start to realize that your friends don't have a place in your life anymore. They're not friends, they're acquaintances. They serve the old you, they served your old identity, but if their vibration focusing on bullshit, focusing on drugs, focusing on toxic people, focusing on riffraff, focusing on backstabbing, fantastic. See you later. You're not on my vibration. No, it's not personal, but I've grown out of that. I'm in my state of grace. I'm in my heart center. It becomes a big, big bullshit filter for so many people and yourself, because the old you was looking down at the ground with every other person. But once you be awake, there are so many other people that are there. There are so many other people that haven't evolved. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to go, hey guys, you need to do this and you need to do that. It's up to them. You can lead them by how you are, not saying anything by your energy, by how things don't affect you, by how you stand in that power of being in your heart center, being in that state of grace, of love, being in peace. Yeah? And if people know my history of who I used to be and what I used to do, and if I see some of the guys there now and remember, they call me hippie. What's this bullshit that you've run? Cool. You don't need to understand it. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm fucking saving, thousands of lives and building better people. But you don't even need to even explain yourself. Even if you explain yourself, they're going to generalize, distort it, delete it, and they're going to make their own story up about it anyway. People will be, hey, Matty G, he's on. Did you just wet the bed, mate? Good to have you on, bro. And that is about understanding and being in that power of you're being in that energy, and people will go, oh my God, they've changed. Just them knowing that you've changed, feeling your energy, seeing how you're reacting, that's going to lead them without you saying anything. When you say stuff, the worst thing that you can do, because they're going to grab your words, they're going to tangle it, they're going to put it in their pocket, they're going to go, do you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, they're going to just completely manipulate what you're saying. So you drop down, again, it happened, I did it myself, you drop down out of your mind. Hey Vince, how are you, bro? Good happened to my big brother. So you drop down out of your head, you come into your heart space, and when you come into your heart space, you expand, and you expand and drop at the same time. And when you come into that, you will see things differently, like it happened to me. Like you saw the reaction, it actually happened to me. I do so many live streams, but I just went, whoa. And and this is why it's so powerful. That what happens when you're in your state of grace, you're coming from a place of neutrality. You're coming from a place of non-judgment. You're coming from a place of unconditional love. More importantly, you're coming from a place of you're not going to stand for anyone else's shit. So popping into that, you're becoming who you are, and it's like you're in your purest being. So once you can put these together, and Deborah's probably waiting, EPP stands for Exponential Personal Power. Exponential Personal Power. Heart center times your state of grace equals exponential personal power. That's why I say you can get into your heart center and state of grace and you do your programming. You want to be in your mind, you want to go in your inner world 90% of the time. Then you only need to do physically, move things around and physically think about things 10%. Unfortunately, people have to they go 30% or even 20%, let's say 20%. And 80% out. 20% they work on the inner world, and 80% they're moving things around, they're stressing out and doing, 80 hours a week, and it's hard and I have to do that, and I've got no time for myself and I feel burnt out, and everyone's taking my time, and I'm stressed out, I've got depression, I need a drink, I need to take antidepressants, yeah? That's reality, and we know that. What has Kimberly said? I'll check that out. Thank you for one thing I need to remember. I don't need to explain myself. I can just be me. Who sees it, who doesn't want it, and that's okay. Perfect. You don't need to explain yourself, because even when you explain yourself, Kimberly, they've already made their mind up. And there's a thing that we can sort of lead with some people that are more open to it, and we just say, well, this is me and this is my growth. And at the end of the day, they aren't you. Yeah, the only person that you need to be okay with is you. The rest of them, that is up to them. Yeah, they aren't you. And if you're worrying about, oh, what this person said this, and that person says that, and that person says that, and that person wants, I have to explain myself, you lose yourself. You're breaking yourself off to people that don't even know anything about themselves. And you're worrying about other people. You're going you're like an octopus. And what happens? 20% to that person, 30% to that person, 40%. And then before you know it, you're broken apart and you've got nothing left for you. And most of those people are uneducated. Most of those people, they don't really care about you, but that's your opinion. Why are you doing this? Why are you blah, blah, blah? What's this live stream bullshit? Why are you a hippie? Do you know what I'm saying? And what else have you got there? Oh. And that's what it's about. Heart space is where it is at, and I am with you. There you go. Awesome. Your heart speaks for itself. And that's exactly what you're at. When you're in your heart space, that is your purest form. And for humans, if we're humans or aliens, your heart space is that is when you're at your purest and most powerful energy source, and that's when everything flows easy and effortless. And you don't need to, there's no resistance. You're just there and you're like, whoa. And you just stop for a moment. And you saw it happen on a live stream. It happened to me, and you're just like, wow, because you've opened, because you've been like this, or you've been looking at life like that. And then what happens is you start to open, and you guys just saw it on the live stream live, and I'm like, whoa, and and that's the feeling. You will feel the difference. You will feel the shift. Getting out of your head, not worrying about, this happened and fucking that, and football team lost, and wank, 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 and this person, I've got no money, I'm overweight, this, do you know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit, get rid of it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just so low vibrations, there's no class, how is that helping you? You know what? Why people talk like that? Why people bitch? Why they backstab? Why they like that? Because they are addicts. They are addicts of pain. It's the feeling that the negativity gives them that they want to keep talking about it, yeah? The reason why people cheat, the reason why people lie, it's that addiction of let's inject that feeling from that negativity, because they don't have enough good things happening in their life. They don't have, okay, I'm achieving this, I've got this amazing partner, I'm looking sexy, I'm successful, I'm going around the world, I'm helping people. You should have seen the smile I put on his face. You should have seen the life that I changed. People don't have that. So to fill up their fucking life for a feeling, they will have their lies, they will make excuses, they will create pain, because it's the addiction to a feeling that they don't have enough going on in their lives, so they have to create, toxic and drama. It's really sad. You see a lot of people, we actually saw it at the retreat as well. And that's why that person didn't last. Oh, geez, I've got some more. Good to have you on, bro. We have to catch up, my brother Vince. Giving yourself up for people who don't even know themselves, yes, that changed my day. It's exactly, that's 100%, Natalie, and that's why I was putting that out to you. I had this at the start of my journey, now it's the new identity. Yes, and Maddie as well, bro. It's about, and that's what I'm saying to you, even with your current situation. Like, man, I'm not just saying this because, I love you and you're my bro, but it was like, you need to shake that. You need to lead it or leave it. Because at the end of the day, people, what we need to understand, just let me get back on my computer, just turned off. What you need to understand that you need to protect your energy. You need to protect your environment, because if you've got one day to live or a week to live, you are going to settle for nothing but exceptional results and exceptional people, yeah? Are we straight? Cool, that's better. I'm getting all excited. We're getting a little bit crooked here. So you need to live today like there's no tomorrow, because when life gets scraped from out of you, you're going to go, I need to do this and I need to change this up. So stop taking advantage of time. Stop taking advantage of the blessing you have of being on this planet, of being who you are. And what you need to understand is that you need to keep moving forward. You need to keep being stronger. You need to be, if you want to grow and feel who you truly are, then you need to do something different than you did today. So you're better than you are yesterday. And if you want to do something better than you want, if you want to be someone to be better tomorrow, then you obviously need to do something different today. So let me say that again. If you want to be someone better than you were yesterday, then you need to obviously do something different today. If you want to be someone better tomorrow, then obviously that's what you need to understand, that you need to keep growing. Because if you just get up and I just walk around and do that, it doesn't feel right, yeah? And that's what we need to understand, that we need to be able to be strong. And as humans, as you know, the 6 human needs, the 2 spiritual needs. What are the 2 spiritual needs, guys? Is growth and contribution. Growth is growing and contributing. Why I love to do live streams, I love to give information, but when I'm teaching you, I'm teaching myself. And that is something that I'm learning more from than I did yesterday. So I'm growing by doing that. I'm growing by sharing my posts. I'm growing by contributing, yeah? I'm not doing it to say, I'm going to get a star against my name and tap myself on the bum. It's because this is giving you strength. This is awakening you. At the same time, it's awakening me. If you don't inspire yourself, you're not going to inspire a fucking mosquito. Do you know what I mean? You need to be inspired and have that energy in you, and then you inspire the masses. But if you're doing it to be forced, hi guys, I'm doing a live stream today on, opening your mind and then opening your heart, and it's going to be really cool. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what's that going to inspire you? There'll be no one on, you guys will be asleep. So, what did Kimberly say? We love you. Oh, thank you. I love you guys too. So, we got Sue on as well. Awesome stuff. Thank you, sister. So, that's what it's about, really understanding. And look, what I was going to say before, or I think I did, but I cut myself off, is I invite you all to send this and tag people that really are stuck in their head, that need to open their heart. It can be strangers, it can be loved ones, it can be people that are really close to us. And the thing is as well, if someone is in their head, they're going to watch this and they're going to go, who's this big buff head? Who's this guy? And who's the rah-rah and all this stuff and the rest of it? Oh, Erica, my beautiful sister from LA, we need to speak soon as well. We've got some really good ideas. Really need to get you to one of the retreats as well. Hey guys, if you want to check out talking about the, that sexual goddess, the feminine goddess, check out Erica. She's from Los Angeles. Got some really, really powerful tips. Absolutely killing it over there. Check her out. Go to her page now. You really like. She's got some really deep of really getting that sexual energy and being that goddess, and that masculine leader as well. Really defining the difference between the divine masculine and the divine feminine as well, and bringing that sexual energy into it. Go and check it out. It's really cool. So I did cut myself off again. What I really want you to pay attention to is that when you're relating information to others, what you can say is to say, hey, look, I just want you to watch, because people that are in the wrong mindset, people that are stuck in their head and what's that? They won't see the magic. They won't feel it, because their ego, those limiting beliefs, all that stuff and all that structure, what they will say is, I'm not going to watch this shit. I don't need this stuff. But what happens, and this is what's happening to most men in Australia, that, hey, I don't cry, I don't need help. Yeah, I'll just go and work my hours and I fucking hate my life and I'll drink and my life's falling around upon me, but I'm a tough bugger. Yeah, and I can sort it out. But what's going to happen, it's going to build up, and then I'm going to kill myself, and because, suicide is the biggest killer in Australia. But guess what? I'm okay. So that's why when people do push-ups and they've got this stupid thing out, are you okay? Most people aren't okay. And you go to them, are you okay? You'll have 1 out of 10 that will say, I need help. Especially for men. I've been there. I attempted to kill myself 3 times, okay? And everyone knows this. And if someone goes, are you okay, Lee? Yeah, I'm okay. Because who's going to say, nah, I'm fucked up. I'm about to kill myself and I've got a lot of problems going on and rah. Not many men, even ladies this time as well. You speak to a woman, even my beautiful partner. I go to her, what's going on? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. And I know she isn't. yeah? And it's like, but she just doesn't want to, oh, look, I don't want to get into it, look, I'm sort of, I'll go, no, look, you can't trick me. You know, I've been doing this a lot, I know a little bit too much. What's going on? Oh, you know, and you just let it off, and you know what's going on. So that's opening your heart, being in your heart center. You're bringing yourself back to your core, yeah? This is when you were born. This is your true core. When you're born, you're in your heart center. You're at your infinite potential, yeah? Your IP, infinite potential. Over time, and when you're in your head, you're out here. You're that far away from who you are. You know, and there's times, obviously, you do a bit of work on yourself, you start to love yourself, you start to maybe meditate, you start to open your mind, you water the mind to feed the soul, you start to get educated, and you start heading back towards your core. Yeah, you start, oh, okay, this is feeling good, I'm actually feeling powerful, I've got control over my life, you know what, I'm attracting the right partners or not, you know, I'm starting to get results. And that's when you know you're going towards your heart center. But the more you can start your day, like I start my day in setting my intention of dropping down into my heart before I do any live streams or presentations, because it's like, okay, I'm like, hold on a minute, this would be me in my head. Okay guys, I'm going to teach you about the heart today, and hold on, and it says that you need to drop down from your head into your heart. What's that word? Do you know what I mean? Like that's, and you see people present like that. So once you come from the heart, you will know that, you will feel it. You're coming into the heart by actually taking your awareness into that. You're taking your awareness out of your head into your heart, and then you want to connect with everything. You are energy, you are light, it's like a river flowing into everyone else, yeah? Very important. Just let me, for some reason they're not going up, so that's very important for you guys. Is everyone still there and we ready to rock and roll? Because I'm just going to finish it up now as well. Just give me the thumbs up if that's still going on, because sometimes the screen has been freezing up. What have we got there? I'll just refresh this. It seems to be cool, seems to be rocking that out. So, any questions about this, guys, send me an inbox. We go deep into heart-centered awareness, getting into the matrix download. We get a lot of this stuff into everything that we do at the retreats. Obviously, we do it there. We rock it out on the online program, which most of these people that are on here are already on, which is the True Authentic Reality. The one-on-one coaching, where there's a lot of people that are on that's doing that, is really getting out. We do things completely different than anyone else does, yeah? That's why we get the results. That's why I got the results in my life. That's why it saved my life. It is because that's what I'm teaching you guys. I've come from a place where I fucked up my life really good. And there's times when I still did. And, having the tools is life's not like that, yeah? It's like that. People think it's like that. It's not that at all. You're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs, yeah? But once you've got the tools, instead of you going down and staying there, it's a little bit, whoop, okay, let's get back on track. So that's what it's about. Get out of your head, get into your mind. If you want to learn more about it as well, send me an inbox. There's a lot of information out there. The way it's been taught, everyone teaches it completely different. But this is something that's really powerful, and it's really going to take things to the next level, okay? Just to let you guys know, tonight at 8 p.m, something that's been absolutely massive, a lot of people have been asking about it, is having a consciousness and a collective consciousness of growth in multi-level marketing teams, in businesses, in anything more than, in relationships, or in huge organizations. That what I've discovered in teamwork and building strong teams, and I've done network marketing, I've built huge teams, I've played in college teams, in college basketball before, is that what I know now is having that consciousness of everyone being connected on the same consciousness. Your team, your organization will absolutely explode. Your desired outcomes will come easy and effortless. Relationships will last, families will last, and it saves and it takes everything to exponential desired outcomes and results. And I'm going to be holding a live stream because I've been invited to a lot of organizations, especially back in Melbourne, to come in. I'll be rocking it up with my good mate Gary, who's got a really very successful business. He's going in there and teaching people how not to be on the same path by giving them, okay, do this, do that, KPIs and the rest of that, by giving everyone that consciousness of everyone being on that same consciousness and frequency, that people go into an environment, they're happy, better working efficiency, so on and so forth, and it just starts to tick and everything starts to look sexy, yeah? It's not because you're forcing people, giving them orders or managing them. It is because everyone is on the same frequency, vibrating on the same frequency, having that same consciousness, and are on the same path to the desired outcomes because they choose to, not because they're forced to, yeah? So have an amazing day, guys. Thank you for this. Like I said, share it to everyone and anyone. Most people are stuck in their heads, and yeah, just share the love. And if you want to know some more information about it, taking it, working and getting this really deep into your soul and into your DNA, send me an inbox and we'll rock it out. And look, if you're looking for the teams, if you're building a business, you do network marketing, you're building a new empire, whatever, get on the live stream tonight, Melbourne time, 8 p.m. So thank you everyone that's getting on from, obviously there's a few people from the States, everyone else in Australia, much support, much love. Thank you guys, have an amazing day and stay in that beautiful heart of yours.